Hiya folks, it's Maya and welcome back to my channel. If you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button so you can follow me and support me grow my channel. Thank you so much. So in this video today, I'm going to be sharing some pros and cons, wear and tear, and a bit of what fits into my Jimmy Choo Bon Bon bag. So you might have seen me unbox this a few videos ago. If not, I'll link it in the description so you can watch that. It's kind of funny. Okay, well, what am I doing? Okay, so this is the dust bag that it came in, and usually I store the dust bag inside it. And what I found is, I'll talk about wear and tear first. So I've only worn this a few times, but I think it's established enough for me to tell you what goes on with it. Well, that didn't make sense. Anyways, I store it usually like this. So this is covered in crystals, and it's like a satin inside and outside, and it's all covered in crystals. It's even at the bottom. And the handles covered in crystal as well. And so what I found is that the handle has experienced some wear, like along the inside. So a little bit here and a little bit up here as well, on the inside of the handle, because the bag is crystal. So it's brushing up against here where the bag comes out like this, and a little bit along here as well. And there's a little bit of, I don't know, it's kind of like, you can kind of start to see the glue come out, or I don't know, just kind of, it's darkened a bit underneath here where the bag kind of moves in and out. So it's not super close, but there can be a little bit of grazing, I think, depending on the angle of the bag. So a little bit of wear here, a little bit of wear on the inside of the handle. And I guess if you're wearing a ring, you might wear a bit here. And I'm not sure if you can see it. It actually says Jimmy Choo under the handle. And then let's have a look. So these, the metal tassel bits, they've been okay. I mean, they'd kind of graze against the bag, but I can't see too much wear here. And then you probably experienced some hairline scratches over time. I haven't really yet, when you use this and you pull it in and out. So that's, yeah, I've worn this a few times. And then there'll be some general tiny little hairline scratches against the grommets where the chain moves in and out. So I've never worn this with the strap. I've usually leave it inside. I find the aesthetic of the strap doesn't quite tie into the aesthetic of the whole bag, which is interesting, but it's rounded, so it might be okay to wear. I just find that I want to minimize the scratching on the handle, and I just find it cuter carrying it like this. So when I store it in the dust bag, I usually put this paper, so I think this came with it originally, so that when it rests, when it's standing like this, the handle goes onto the paper and not onto the bag. And also when I'm out, so I usually carry it like this. It can also fit in the crook of my arm, but when I put it down, like sometimes I'll be carefree and leave it, but there's also been a time where I put it on the chair next to me if there's no room on the table, like this, to minimize scratching on the inside of the handle. Also, I'm just noticing, because this is crystal, so this is hard set, the crystal, and there's some fluff that's stuck to it as well. So something to be mindful of. And on the inside, oh, some tissue. On the inside, what I've done, which is kind of comical, is inside it's a light pink lining. And let's have a look at it. So open it right up. Pull this tassel down. So you pull this tassel down and it opens it much wider. I don't really use it I don't really use the tassel, this thing, much. I just leave it on one side, one size usually. So inside it's a light pink lining, and I don't want to get this stained. Oh, I've left the sticker on the plaque at the back. Yeah, I don't want to get this stained because it's a really light color, and I guess this is more of an evening bag, but I bought it with the intention of just use it whenever I feel like. And yeah, I've taken it to the shops, and one girl, she's like, oh wow, your bag was insert an amazing adjective, and she couldn't stop looking at it because all the lights in the store keep reflecting off it. So what I've done is I went looking for a pouch to put inside, and I like, oh, it'd be nice to put in like a fuzzy pouch, so when I put my hand in it, it'll feel really, really nice. So what I've done is I ended up finding this at Daiso out of all places. So this is pink, which the inside of the bag is pink, so it's, you know, kind of in theme. Hey, I'm like, there's a fuzzy theme at the moment. So I bought this pouch. I'll show you. So originally this is what it looks like, and it says miracle on it. So this is only a few dollars. I won't zip it up, but there's a zip. So I looked at it, I'm like, oh, I could mold this so it fits to the shape of my bag. It's roughly the same, a little smaller, and like the inside, the lining of it is not the most best well made. So what I did was, I'm like, okay, if I tweak it a bit, I can put it inside my bag as the lining, and it'll feel nice when I put my hand inside, so that I won't see this. And like leaving this up was, I think it's a little high to use with the bag. I'll show you. So I actually folded it down, so it just has a nicer finish when I look inside my Jimmy Choo Bon Bon bag. So if I put it back in, so this is the strap. Actually, I'll just show you. The strap dangles on this thing here, and it can spin. It's a little tricky. So the bag was dangling upright before, and now I've just spun it so it goes down. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so because this is really round, I'm actually going to leave it inside under the lining. I was upside of the lining before, so I'm going to leave it in there. Need to air it out once in a while, make sure it's okay, not tarnished or rusting. Hopefully not. Okay, so no, what am I doing? Okay, so if I do this and I put the lining inside the bag, and I also, another thing to know is I also like tested this to make sure it doesn't feel sharp, so it's quite soft and malleable, so I don't want to damage the lining of the Jimmy Choo. So if I put it inside and kind of just molding the base of the pouch to the base of the bag, it ends up looking like this, which is not that aesthetically pleasing, right? So then that's why I had it like this. So then I don't really see the zip, I just see the top of the fuzzy lining. Put that in there. Yeah, so the lining is like too light, and satin, so It was just too risky. So now when I put it in like this, I can't see the zip. And then the bag is like this. So when I put my hand in, it's like, ah, so cozy. All right, so now it's like this and the lining is protected. I can see a little bit of the rim of the original satin lining, but that's okay. And yeah, the plaque on the inside, I don't see that anymore. So then when if I close this up a bit, let's see what it looks like. Okay, so it's not super tight, but there, see? And I usually have it on a slightly, it's like an in-between happy medium setting. So then my hand can go in like this. Okay, so now I'm going to do what fits with the lining. So here's some of my random things. So I have an iPhone which I'm using to film, iPhone 12 Pro. So it's a roughly 16 or 16 and a bit centimeters long. So when I bought this, I had never seen it in person, but I accepted that when I put my phone in, it will stick out just a little bit. And if you angle it, you can sort of hide it. And because, you know, we use our phones so often, it's just easier to grab if it's semi sticking out, right? So that's how low it could potentially go. So you could kind of hide it. But and then I put stuff around it. So I have what I usually have, my phone. So this is my little key pouch. It's in a little sock. So that's just lying at the bottom. How do we do this? And then I have a lippy, and then I have my little goosey pouch. This is roughly 10 centimeters in comparison to my phone. So I usually kind of put it upright-ish so that it works around the phone. It's usually under my phone. What else? Got a mask. We don't need it too much anymore, but just in case, right? Mask, and then I've got a card holder. So I'll shove that in there too. And then I've got a little coin purse. And then just for capacity's sake, I've got a cream here. So I could put that like lying down as well. Just open it up a little. Just gotta be careful of the lining, it's being pushed down a bit. Okay, so that's pretty much wide open, and then I put all that in. So it's actually a decent amount. And mind you, this bag is not light, mainly because of the handle. It's quite substantial if you look at it. But yeah, I've never filled it up this much. There's my coin purse, mask, card holder, pouch, lotion, keys at the bottom, and the phone still doesn't really stick out that much. So yeah, I've never filled it to this point. I usually just have 3 or 4 things in there, but just so you can see, you can actually fit a decent amount. I'm not sure if you need that much, maybe for a night out. And that's also with the fuzzy pouch lining as well. So yeah. So what have I done? So I've done wear and tear, what fits, pros and cons. So I'm actually just looking at the crystal and how it's gone. So I've been very careful with it. like not overly careful, but I'm usually carrying it. I'm just checking the wear and tear of the crystal, and it still looks fine to me. I mean, I haven't really put it on many hard or abrasive surfaces, but the corners look okay. I'm like a little like not concerned, but like curious as to how the shape will go or will fare over time, because it is satin. It's like double satin with crystal. I think the crystal will provide a barrier to the satin, but not to liquids, obviously. Yeah, the edges look fine. But yeah, the most wear and tear I've seen is along here, the grommet where the handle sits and underside of the handle. And I guess the wear and tear also speaks to the pros and cons of it. But yeah, usually I hold it like this or under my arm. I can do cross body. But yeah, you just gotta be careful because it's a satin bag, so you just gotta be wary of that. But yeah, let me know if you have any other questions. The crystal bags are much more expensive than the plain bags. I know there's a lot of different variations now. I think there's a leather one, there's plain satin ones, and I've seen a plastic one with a satin pouch lining. So I think if you had an all satin bag, that would be the one you had to take the most care with. If you had the plastic one, not so much. If you had the leather one, not so much, except maybe kind of corner wear. But this, interestingly, with the crystal, it provides a barrier to the fabric so that you might not snag it as much. But yeah, it's very, very bright and twinkly when I take it out. So I think it's nice to bring a bit of kind of sunshine and optimism to yourself, because you can see it when you're wearing it, and to other people. So happy days, happy days. Let me know if you have any other questions about fit, pros and cons, wear and tear. But yeah, after wearing it a few times, that's all I can see. And like I said, not sure if I said it, but I want to wear it more often, but not sure how I'm gonna go, because it is so beautiful and precious. I do want to take good care of it also. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Give me a like if you found this video to be of value, and let me know if you have any questions or comments. Bye.